Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here at San Diego Comic-Con 2019 with the Hasbro Star Wars team. I'm here with Sarah and Sam. How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Sam?
I'm having an absolute blast.
Awesome. It is San Diego Comic-Con, right?
That's right.
Great times, right? And you have some really great stuff behind the glass over here and some cool looking figures. And I'm curious to know first off, because I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I always want a little bit more. I was wondering if there's going to be any more reveals throughout the convention this weekend, or is there any more stuff coming that we could possibly expect?
We know you always like the inside scoop, but we've shared all our reveals for this weekend.
Okay, so
yes.
So what we see is what we're getting.
Right now.
Okay, yeah. So there's Force Friday. Maybe we might see,
Triple Force Friday. There might be.
There might be some more coming.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. All right. We'll stay tuned. One thing I wanted to ask too is that. I believe there's a license update or renewal period coming up, and I wanted to know if that was going to be renewed for 2020 and onward as things were starting to close, or if you can answer on that at all.
Yeah, we can't comment on that right now.
Okay, yeah, for right now. The General Commander Obi-Wan Kenobi looks amazing. I love how that looks. And I love how you guys keep on integrating cloth and soft goods in the figures. Only 6-inch fully articulated toy line I see really pulling it off as well as you guys have been able to make it happen. It's very impressive.
That one was actually a lot of fun because it's one of the only ones we've gone back and actually been able to do a figure from like the original animated version of Clone Wars. So It was a great way to really be able to push and test kind of that photo reel with that like bearded Ewan McGregor portrait. So we love how the figure came out, and definitely in terms of being able to integrate the soft goods into that torso really helps to kind of separate it out for the clone troopers. So there's lots of Clone Wars love, and that's certainly one that's getting a lot of excitement around.
Yeah. What's the release date for that one, would you say?
I believe, is that do we know when the Walgreens exclusive Clone Commander Obi-Wan comes out?
Later this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no quarters or anything? You can give us that quarter 4, quarter 3?
I'll have to check back on that one.
Well, it'd have to be 3 or 4. We're pretty deep into the year already.
Yeah, I know.
So later this year,
Yeah.
right on. Cool. So we'll stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I like that you guys have a new figure with the Guardian's Edge. Or not Guardian's Edge, Galaxy's Edge. Sorry.
Yep.
Not enough coffee this morning.
It's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that you're doing that. If you're are there going to be any more exclusive figures like that to come in the future?
That was a great park collaboration. Again, we kind of got to really press for each one of those packs, kind of give something really unique and ownable to the park. We had the Fury pack had the Mountain Trooper as well as Commander Pyre to really be able to help support kind of that First Order entourage. And then as we did into kind of the Adventurer pack for the Smuggler's Run, being able to do a Honda Anaka, which was an awesome one where, we had this great character from the Clone Wars animation as well as going into Rebels and kind of really being able to see that character span kind of a larger time frame of the galaxy and kind of populate into more of the sequel trilogy films. And then lastly, bringing DJ Rex into the droid pack, kind of seeing that all-new trooper droid design really kind of tethering and aligning to the parks was great. We can't really speak to anything else that's coming, but the packs are getting a lot of love. They're definitely it's a great item to move in the park, and we hope to do more to support.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to them, man. I think it's awesome. This is great. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about the hyper real figures.
Yeah.
So like the Darth Vader, I spent quite a bit of time at the breakfast looking at that Darth Vader, and I love seeing the armature and seeing all the metal in there and all the articulation.
Pick it up and hold it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I got to pose it around. It has good ankle pivot, so the ankle pivot's solid. The material seems to be very durable. It kind of feels like something that I'd felt like on a Hot Toys figure or something like that. But I've gotten wary about that in the past with that company's QC on that kind of material. So I was kind of wondering, do you know that this is going to hold up for a long period of time? Will it break down after how many poses do you think we can get out of it until the material starts to kind of might possibly wither?
Yep. So totally aware of everything in terms of kind of the natural material breakdown and sort of weathering. What we do in terms of Hasbro is there's a pretty extensive QC testing that has to be done in order for something to sort of meet a grade of which Hasbro is willing to release it to a product. So definitely in terms of the testing that's performed on that, really to ensure that it has longevity to the the material. It doesn't necessarily have the leaching, and I think more of the rot that you're referring to, where it's a lot of it has to do with kind of overexposure to hyperextending the joints.
Right.
But ultimately, we provide everything in terms of a slip sheet to really be able to speak to not only how to clean it, because I know with a lot of those, they can potentially become like dust magnets in terms of really proper care procedures. But this is definitely a figure that's intended to kind of meet the standards that Hasbro strives for. It's not intended to be a set it once and kind of leave it. It's absolutely intended to swap the hands, take advantage of the posability, and really be able to have that figure live as part of your collection for a long time.
Nice. And that's 8-inch scale, correct?
Correct. So it's an 8-inch figure scale, different from our 6-inch Black Series line. But doesn't mean Darth Vader's 8 inches. So into an 8-inch scale, because Darth Vader is about 6'7", he actually comes in just under 9.5 inches tall. So he's a pretty substantial character, especially when you pair him against Luke. You truly get a representation of that on-screen difference in scale and making it so much more intimidating. So we're thrilled to kind of be able to bookend Hyperreal together with those two characters.
Very excited for the line. So has it been announced that we're getting the Luke Skywalker for Hyperreal? I missed that.
Yeah.
Got it. So unfortunately,
Jedi Knight.
Yeah, we don't have the physical sample to share with the show, but we did reveal it on the panel yesterday. Just being able to showcase a little bit, as well as kind of teasing some of the actual photo shots of the character. So it's a beautiful figure. Comes with 8 swappable hands, 2 alternate heads, so you get a little bit more aggression and a little bit more of a stoic positioning to the face, and then the hair to kind of complement each. Comes with a signature Graphics lightsaber, DL44 blaster, and then holster. But it's a beautiful figure. Presented a number of challenges in terms of being able to translate the technology that we brought into Vader in terms of bringing it to an armored and a masked character, and then being able to infuse that into a human likeness. So really treating it and having it be something completely unique. So we're so thrilled for you guys to get a chance to see it.
Wow.
It's available for pre-order starting tonight, 5:30 Pacific time. Luke.
5:30 tonight.
That's right. And Hyperreal Vader is been on pre-order and is shipping in August.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to both of those. Any HasLab projects in the future? I know, I have a feeling Hasbro's trying to taking turns, maybe. Is that...
Yeah, so I mean, Hasbro itself, HasLab is not intended to be agnostic to Star Wars. It happened to be kind of the flagship item for it, and ultimately it allowed it to spark, be a success, and ultimately blend with, being used with Hasbro Pulse. So it's a great format. We definitely want to give the opportunity for other teams to, start to bring some of these dream projects to life. So we have both Cookie Monster as well as the tremendous Unicron. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see it.
Have I gotten to see it? Have I gotten to see it? Are you kidding me, man?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It's a stellar looking piece.
Fans have wanted that one for a while.
But
that's
I think there's definitely going to be the opportunity. We know there will be the opportunity to kind of be able to revisit Star Wars, and ultimately want to give all the fans a chance, but also we don't want to be too overburdening in terms of having to fight and compete for which HasLab items people want to be able to fund. So we want to make sure there's something there for everyone, and if you guys keep wanting them, we'll certainly love to keep making them.
Can't wait for that Millennium Falcon, man. Yeah, 1/12 scale Millennium Falcon. I know it's going to happen 2024. And then, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you wanted to talk about today before we head out?
The other big panel reveal, we did have our 5-inch figure expression, which is our Galaxy of Adventures 5-inch figure expression. It's an all-new animated expression to align to the new YouTube shorts that are being generated by Lucasfilm. They're a great collaboration of taking the original entertainment as well as all the new content and being able to bring it to an animated scale to really keep it vibrant and fresh for kids as well as for an adult audience. So brings a lot more humor and stuff into the line, and we're finally able to have a figure expression that's able to support it. They're beautiful. They have 24 points of articulation, and they have a great action feature that really aligns to being character specific without necessarily hindering the articulation. So they're absolutely able to be an action figure first with feature versus just being a featured figure.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's calling to me. Yeah, that's calling to me. That's great.
The last big reveal that we had sort of towards the end of our panel is definitely going to be our 40th anniversary Boba Fett helmet. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it, it is a marvel. It was an absolute dream to work on for us. We continue to try and one-up ourselves in terms of year over year being able to deliver new innovation but really striving for that new form of accuracy. It's been our #1 requested fan helmet since we started really diving into the line. You know, give us more of those classic great helmets, and of course with a character like Boba Fett, there was like such demand, so we're thrilled to finally be able to do it. Different from any of the helmets we've done before, we actually got to travel to the Lucasfilm archive and scan the original 1979 Joe Johnson helmet prop. So that is a true 1-to-1 scale representation of the helmet for the
Straight from Empire, yeah.
Straight from The Empire Strikes Back. So we captured everything in terms of scale, details, down to every original color off of the real prop. And we're able to, you know, have that in microns in terms of depth, so you actually can feel all the different variations of the paint on the helmet. And then in terms of bringing a great action feature to it, we have the rangefinder, which can drop down in front of the viewer's eyes, has the tracking lights that alternate on the outside, and then it has an illuminated heads-up display for augmenting your bounties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, okay. I mean, I have another Boba Fett helmet that you guys had made years ago, but it was more like a kiddie kind of toy.
Right.
Helmet.
Yeah,
So,
so-
yeah, it's going to get replaced. Sorry. Or that'll be
have
my
to.
Jedi.
And
Yeah.
that's launching next year.
Next year.
Yep.
Excellent.
And similar to the Luke, that goes up for pre-order tonight at 5:30.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys stay tuned. Check it out. Get your pre-orders in. And I want to thank you, Sarah and Sam, for joining me today at San Diego Comic-Con 2019.
Awesome.
We'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.